In a bit of bizarre news, Devin Haney has deleted all of his posts on his verified Instagram social media. Nobody knows the exact cause of this move, but he did it not too long ago. Now, I told you guys Devin Haney had blocked me on social media for whatever reason, and this was sent to me. So I had seen that he had blocked because someone said, people, bottom line is I'm Boxing Ego. Everybody sends me DMs and lets me know what's going on, whether I like it or not. That's what happens when you're the voice in this sport of boxing. So I seen, they said, hey, look, Devin Haney deleted all his posts. But then Fight Hype, this was Saturday night, immediately after Gervonta Davis beat Frank Martin via vicious knockout. Around that time, they posted the full sparring, allegedly, of Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis in the Mayweather gym. A lot of people suggest that Floyd Mayweather was behind it, and since Floyd and Gervonta Davis have taken jabs at each other, and Leonard Ellerbe seemingly is no longer with Mayweather Promotions, I made videos about these things. A lot of people believe, this wasn't confirmed, Fight Hype, they're not going to necessarily tell their source, but somehow they got a hold of the video, they upped the video. This is the day of the Gervonta Davis fight. But I always felt that it was a weird move if this was intending to try to make Gervonta Davis look bad. Because for one, there was a moment in the fight where Adrian Broner had to jump in the ring to stop it because Devin Haney looked like he was about to get stopped. We've heard the story from Adrian Broner. AB ain't beating him. And credit to Broner, a lot of what he said seemed pretty accurate. Now, I haven't watched the whole tape, but I've seen like parts of it, because keep in mind, when Ryan Garcia was getting ready to fight Devin Haney, he also posted a version of, this sparring. Devin Haney's team complained that it wasn't the full sparring. So it was edited, and it was in an effort to make Tank, I guess, look dominant. But I didn't understand the move of this tape coming out right before or right after Tank had scored a knockout, because to me, it wasn't going to outshine Tank in his victory, right? Nothing happened that because again, I haven't watched it. I've been busy covering, the fight week and stuff, and putting out content. So I haven't watched it, but I've seen some of it when Ryan released it, and on X, people have posted some portions of it. So I was able to see certain parts, even though I haven't sat down for the full 18 minutes and watched it or whatever. I think it's an 18-minute video. So the point I'm making is, what was this supposed to do to Gervonta Davis? He just got a viral knockout. He had a flawless performance, and this is here and now. I don't think people were going to be bothered by some sparring that Tank had when he was probably 10 years ago, probably about 10 years ago, when he was around 20, 21. Devin was 16, 17, somewhere in that range. I just didn't see that outshining it. I mean, for it to maybe potentially hurt Tank almost a decade later, it would have to be something crazier where like Tank got slept by Devin Haney, and that didn't happen in the tape, because I'm sure I would have heard about that at this point. So I didn't really understand the aim of releasing the tape, whoever did it, like if it was Floyd that prompted the move. I'm not, a YouTube channel putting out the tape, they're getting views, so it's understandable why a YouTube channel would put out the tape. But whoever gave the tape to the YouTube channel, I don't understand what it was supposed to do to hurt Tank, if that was in fact what it was. Needless to say, nevertheless, there was a snippet where Devin Haney sucker punched and blindsided Tank Davis. I did see that on Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter, what is now known as X. So I seen that clip, even though I haven't watched this full sparring. And Floyd or somebody was talking to Gervonta Davis. His attention is focused on them. And Devin Haney with the burgundy shirt, he comes up from the side and then he just cocks back and then hits Tank. And then everybody's like, fight, fight, fight. Yeah, fight. And then they resume fighting. And I don't know what Devin Haney thought he was going to accomplish with that. But if you look in the comment section, when he posted that, it blew up. The comment sections were like clowning him, basically saying, what did you think this was a flex, or this is not the flex that you thought it was? And they were saying stuff to the effect of, you hit him and blindsided him, sucker punched him, full force, made contact, Tank with the headgear ate it, and you didn't even hurt him. So people were calling Devin Haney pillow fisted, saying he didn't really have power. How do you sucker punch a guy and you don't buckle him or drop him? And, just those types of comments, basically saying this is not a flex. This does not make you look cool. This does not make it seem like you won the sparring. And it seems like these comments that were tearing up Devin Haney in the comment section of his own post, because again, he deleted all of his other posts. So you have to understand this. This is the point I'm making. He deleted all of his other posts for whatever reason. So he had a blank photo grid on Instagram. Then that tape came out, and the only thing he posted was that sucker punch clip. For whatever reason, he decided to post that portion of it. I think maybe because it was showing him hit Tank flush. I don't know. But whatever reason, he posted it, and then the comments were absolutely chewing him up. And I don't know if these comments got under his skin or got to him, but he either deleted it or he archived it. As you guys see on the screen now, the comment, they're all gone and the whole post is gone, and it says he has 0 posts. So it kind of backfired. If people were trying to make Tank look bad, then it totally backfired, because I haven't really even heard too many people talking about the sparring. And when I have seen people talking about sparring, namely on X, people were saying that Devin can't beat Tank and he couldn't hurt him with the sucker punch and things like that. So I don't know why Devin posted that. I don't know why he cleared his grid, but the whole thing seems weird. And I told you guys, the clout chasing is next level. When Tank fights, you always see this above and beyond. Like Keyshawn Davis is calling out Gervonta Davis, and he's calling him that guy from Baltimore, but then he's putting in the date of his upcoming fight that I haven't seen a lot of people talking about. You had Shakur Stevenson, who was tweeting and saying like, oh, I'm ready to shock the world. Devin Haney was posting the night of the fight saying things like, I'm ready to get back in there, and posting this clip after deleting his whole photo grid. It's just weird. And the reason it's weird, because it's so obvious a clout chase, and people are acting like it's not a clout chase. I get it. Fighters want to fight, the it guy, but the way they're doing it is just, it's kind of weird, to be honest. If you delete all your photos on your social media, that's your business. But it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb when you do post your first post, because it'll be your first post. It'll show one post. So there's nothing else. It's not gonna get lost. Like if you go to my page, it's just a bunch of posts, right? So not one specific one is gonna stick out. Whatever catches your eye sticks out. But if you have nothing and you have 0 posts, and then you post one thing and it's that sparring, then that's the only thing they could go to your page and look at. And then you left it up for a short period of time, and it was after people on X and Twitter and in the comment section were roasting Devin for even posting it, saying this wasn't a good flex, yada, 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 the things that I said in this video. So I just feel it's weird. It's like the energy shifts every time Tank fights. Nobody else in those lighter divisions, when they fight, you never see this. When Shakur Stevenson fights, when Keyshawn Davis or Devin Haney fights, you don't see this thing where it just seems like every single person in the sport of boxing is immediately talking about it, talking about the results. And then some people are even hating, saying that, oh man, everybody knew this was going to be the outcome for Frank Martin. That is not true. I have popular platforms, and I'm here to tell you, there were a lot of people who were like, I smell an upset. Tank is afraid of black fighters. Tank is afraid of an American style. Frank Martin is big and has power. This is the most dangerous guy on Tank's resume. He's used to fighting flat-footed Mexicans and flat-footed Latino fighters. This is what people were saying before the fight. And then when he chews through Frank Martin, they move the goalpost and say, I'm not impressed. Say, oh, we all knew that was going to happen. I mean, it's truly, truly corny. It's corny to see people hate. Like, it's okay to be wrong. Point blank, period. It is perfectly fine to be wrong. We've all been wrong in life at some point. And if you claim you haven't, then you haven't lived any life worth living, or any life that I would want to live. If you went through this whole lifetime without ever being wrong, how would you even learn anything if everything you did was on the up and up and you never made a mistake? You never did anything wrong. It's just virtually impossible unless you're a newborn, you know, and you haven't lived much life. So the fact that people keep doubting Tank, he keeps shutting the critics up and doing his due diligence in the ring, and his star power continues to grow, and they're stuck on the sidelines kind of talking about it. Talking about, oh, he's not that good anyway, and we all knew this was going to happen. And then you have people trying to steal his moment. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that's like if somebody wins an Oscar award and then I try to make a video and make it about me. Like, let them enjoy their moment. Tank Davis just had a great camp. It looked like a great performance, a viral knockout. Frank Martin showed up to fight. It's just Tank come with some different stuff, and there's levels to it. Because I do believe Frank Martin, the way he looked, the way he was boxing, I don't think it was highly effective against Tank Davis, but it wasn't a bad attempt. It was just Tank was doing some next level stuff and kind of setting the trap and making him fight at a different pace. But a lesser fighter than Tank wasn't gonna likely do all that to Frank Martin. Like, for example, let me know in the comment section, unless you scared, does anyone believe that if Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, when he was at 35, if he fought, either one of those guys fought Frank Martin, do you think he gets knocked out with 2 punches by the 8th round versus either of those guys? That's a true question. It's not a knock on anybody, it's a question. The way Tank knocked Frank Martin out, keep in mind, he was on a long layoff. He hadn't fought in 400 days. If the same situation permitted, where Devin Haney was out the ring for 400 days, Shakur Stevenson was out the ring for 400 plus days, and Frank Martin showed up in the same shape, same motivation, yada, yada, yada. At lightweight, do you think Shakur or Devin would have iced him like Tank Davis did? And I'm telling you, you know the answer. Deep down inside, you know the answer. Styles make fights. That's like expecting any light heavyweight to necessarily do what Artur Beterbiev is doing, or anybody in Naoya Inoue's division to do what he's doing. It doesn't work like that. These guys are special talents, and they have special skills and certain skills. So that doesn't mean everybody's gonna do it. So as far as like the clout chasing and people like, oh, we knew this, Tank is doing legendary stuff. People can continue to hate. I don't know why Devin Haney did the post and delete. That's also a Tank move, where he posts stuff and delete. It's just like people can't stop emulating Tank Davis, but then they say he's not the it guy. Bill Haney, Devin Haney, they went around saying that Devin, it's his time. It's no longer the time of Floyd Mayweather. Gervonta Davis is no longer the face of boxing. Devin's the face of boxing. But anytime Tank fights, it's a movie and a big event, and everybody's talking about it. When Devin Haney I don't know who he's gonna fight next, but when he does get his next fight, we'll see if the world of boxing, like let's say Sandor Martin is hypothetically an option for Devin Haney and he fights him. Do you think it's gonna be do you think Devin Haney, coming off the Ryan Garcia loss, is going to be able to take a name like Sandor Martin and turn it into a movie and turn it to an overall experience where people are flying in from different coasts to go to Vegas or wherever the fight is to watch Devin versus Sandor Martin, and you could put it on pay-per-view? I would be shocked. I would be shocked if Devin fights a guy like Sandor Martin and it's on pay-per-view. But we'll see what Devin Haney decides. You guys let me know what you guys think. Devin Haney posted and then deleted the sucker punch, which was a bit weird, you know, and the Haneyacks, they are all over the place and it's insane. 1 minute when Ryan dropped the sparring tape where it looked like, at least from that version of the tape, it definitely looked like Tank got the best of Devin Haney, and they say stuff like, oh, Devin was only 16, Devin was only 17. And it's funny, when they were saying stuff, Devin kept getting younger and younger. Some people were like, oh, Devin was only 14. Oh, he was only 12. He was just a tadpole, right? And they say these types of things. That was so long ago. Who cares? It's just sparring. These are things that the Haneyacks were saying when that first Ryan Garcia version came out and it looked like Tank was about to stop Devin Haney. Now they're rejoicing at the Fight Hype longer version and still talking about a 10-year-old sparring. But these are the same people that said sparring don't matter and Devin was only 16, but they're bragging about the sucker punch on Tank and using it as talking points. Very, very bizarre. And it goes to show you that these are beta males and they don't remain consistent with their own talking points.